Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to review 1922. 1922 is a film that is based off a short story by Stephen King. Um, this is one that I have no idea about. I know about 1922, never read it, don't have any idea what the fuck the short story was about. It stars Thomas Jane, who you might know from films like Punisher and even another Stephen King film, The Mist. Um, he plays a farmer who essentially murders his wife to keep his farm. And that's what the whole film's about. The whole film's about him murdering his wife and trying to cover it up. Essentially, the plot of the film is essentially, again, he's a farmer. He has a wife. They have a son. It's explained in the movie that the farm technically wasn't theirs. The farm was his wife's father's, and after her father died, she inherited it, and they essentially lived on the farm because they had no choice because they had nowhere else to live. But essentially, living on the farm, Thomas Jane's character has essentially become really smitten with the farm life. He likes it. So he essentially starts farming and he likes it there. He doesn't want to move. And so does the son. The son likes being a farmer. The son likes that life of it. The son has a girlfriend that lives on the next farm over, you know. So they really enjoy it, but his wife hates it. His wife doesn't want to live the farming life. She doesn't like the fucking, living in this piece of property. She absolutely hates it. She wants to sell the property and fucking move out and go to the city. And essentially, the first, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the movie is them arguing about it, like, consistently. And essentially, he comes to the conclusion that he has no choice but to kill her. If he kills her, then the fucking property will become his. Talking his son into helping him. His son ends up helping him kill his mother because he doesn't want, again, he doesn't want to move to the city. He doesn't want to leave because the girl on the next farm over is technically his girlfriend. He loves her, so he doesn't want to move either. He doesn't want to get out. So he agrees to help his father kill his mother. Right? They go into her room. The son holds her down, and Thomas Jane slices her fucking throat open, and then that's it. Then they shove her fucking body down a fucking well that had no water in it that they don't use anyway. And essentially, the whole movie then is about them essentially trying to get away with the murder, trying to cover it up, make sure no one finds out, and essentially Thomas Jane essentially living with the guilt of having done that, having killed his wife, and essentially watching his life as it essentially falls apart and things essentially go wrong. He starts losing everything that he essentially killed his wife for, and you're wondering whether it's just karma or if it's a supernatural, paranormal element to it. That's the movie. Beyond that, I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I'm not going to go into detail about scenes. That's the film, and it's actually not a bad film. It's actually really good. I actually ended up liking this film. Thomas Jane gives probably what is probably the best performance in his entire career. Thomas Jane again is an actor that I think is kind of underrated. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a whole lot of parts. He's not a big name actor, unfortunately. You could play this character like as a farmer like an idiot, and he doesn't. He plays it like you assume, like he talks like a farmer, he acts like a farmer, but he plays it smart. Like he's not an idiot. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. Um, and he fucking just knocks this performance out of the park. It's one of my favorite performances by an actor of the year by far. But unfortunately, he's really the only reason to watch this movie, unfortunately. Because the rest of the film, when it comes to the performances, all the other performances are fine. They're nothing spectacular, but, they all do a serviceable job. But the problem with the film is that it does drag quite a bit at times. And even though this film's only like an hour and 30 something minutes or some shit like that, I think it is, it feels like it's a lot longer. And it shouldn't. And essentially that's the downside of the film. The one thing I do like is I like because at one point in the movie he starts essentially seeing his dead wife in the house, and it's never really explained or ever, it's never just told to us whether or not, yes, that's a ghost, or is this just a manifestation of his guilt. And that's what I liked about the film, because the film plays with that, where it's like you're not really sure, is he being haunted, or is this just the manifestation of the guilt he has to live with, because essentially he's the only one who sees it. He's the only one who's dealing with it. But essentially the one thing I'll mention is the ending, and that's kind of big problem with me, because in the movie there's a whole little thing where he keeps seeing rats. Rats keep for just appearing in his house, and they end up attacking him, biting him, whatever it is. He keeps dealing with rats, and in the ending of this film, and I'm not going to ruin it, but it's an ending that's kind of open to your interpretation, sort of thing. The film just kind of has an ending, and it's like you could take it one or two ways, and it's not a bad ending. But the problem is that after I watched this film, I researched and then read the short story that it is based on, and essentially the short story, it's a pretty good adaptation. Nothing's really changed, but the short story has a much better ending that makes a lot more sense, and at least explains what the rats are about better than this film, because this film, the rats are just kind of there, and they're never really any explanation why they're there. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, are the rats real, or is it just a manifestation of his guilt and this, like that? And the book does a great job of explaining what they are, and the film really doesn't. But other than that, I like this film a lot. I would say, the one reason to watch this film is watch this film for Thomas Jane's performance, because it is a fucking fantastic performance. It really is. I really, really highly enjoyed it. The rest of the film, it's okay. It's a good film. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give 1922 a 7 out of 10. So essentially that makes Gerald's Game, that would make Gerald's Game the best Stephen King adaptation of the year, because I don't think there's any other ones coming out this year. I hope there's not. I don't think there are. But essentially, I gave Dark Tower a 6, I gave it a 7, now I give 1922 a 7, and I gave Gerald's Game an 8. So Gerald's Game is the best one out of the year that's based off a Stephen King book, but 1922 is still pretty damn good. I would definitely say, if you got Netflix, give 1922 a watch. I would also have said, if this film was in theaters, I would say, yeah, it's probably worth your money to go see. I enjoyed it. Didn't hate it, and I don't regret watching it. And again, Thomas Jane's performance is fucking phenomenal. So to recap, I give 1922 a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth watching. So that's gonna do it for here. I'm gonna end it because again, I was trying to keep these videos short, because I just wanted to kind of get these out there, because these are 4 films I've been meaning to review for a long time, but I just haven't got around to it. Just been busy, and essentially, had some time today, decided, I'm going to film these really quick. I'm going to try to edit them all today and fucking get them online. Again, I'm going to be back. I'm supposed to later today, supposed to go to Dan's house, and we're supposed to review Murder on the Orient Express, and we're supposed to review Justice League. So I will be back with Murder on the Orient Express first, and I'll be back with Dan, and we'll be doing Justice League as well. So stay tuned. We'll be back. Thank you for watching. Please thumbs up the video if you like it. Please subscribe to our channel if you want to see more. And please leave a comment and let me know what you thought of 1922. Maybe you thought it was great. Maybe you thought it was good. Maybe you enjoyed the ending. Maybe you found a lot more things interesting about it than I did. I don't know. I still enjoyed it, though. I still gave it a 7, and I still recommended it. Maybe you thought it was terrible. Not really sure what you think. Let me know. That's why you leave a comment. So that's going to do it. Me and Dan will be back with Murder on the Orient Express. Thank you.